Okay, how exciting is this? We are on part 4. It is called Getting Started. And we're going to talk about how we're actually going to interact and things that you're going to need to know to actually volunteer. The first page, it says mentoring and tutoring sessions. Sometimes mentors really want, especially if you're an S-type person, right, a sensing type person, you want all the details as what you should do. You want a game plan. Not everybody wants that or needs that, but you'll see there the basic gist of an appointment with your mentee. Greet them, thank them, explain to them, hey, how do you want to spend our time? Maybe, hopefully you already had some of that already determined, but the routine is that there's usually going to be some work and there's going to be some fun, and we don't really care what order it happens in. If they want to play the game first and then do a little work, that's fine. If you want to take them out sometimes and just have a fun event, like going to the sportsplex or going to a movie or something without actually sitting down and doing any reading or anything, that's fine too. And learning happens lots of different ways. For some students, driving over a bridge and pointing out that that's the Cedar River and there's the sign and here's what, that can be learning right there. But we do encourage you to engage them in some way that way. Okay, the next sheet says mentor-mentee match. It looks like this. If you're a mentor, you just need to know this is the sheet that you're going to be given when you are matched with your mentee, and they're going to be given a sheet about you too, so you have each other's information and you understand each other. The next section you'll see has a piece of paper like this, and that's going to give you even more details on your mentee, their allergies, medical conditions, their parents' name, phone number, their siblings' names, all of those types of things. Make sure you keep that somewhere in a file. Okay, next paper talks about tips for connecting and communicating with participants and teachers. When it comes to trying to set up an appointment, the standard call you up on the phone, talk, or even leave a voicemail may or may not work. The first few times, it's sure very important that we have that personal connection. But, voicemail actually costs money to listen to. People can't always answer the phone. A lot of ways we've found that texting parents is the best way to do it. Texting a parent and saying, can I come next week and see your child, is good. Give them a week's notice. That's great if you can. But then you're going to want to remind them because life gets hectic for a lot of people. And so I would definitely encourage you a couple days before to say, does Saturday still work? And then to say again that the day before, maybe even the day of, hey, I'm coming at 4, hope it still works, let me know if it doesn't. All these things are going to reduce the possibility of you showing up and them not being there or not being ready or having forgotten. You should know that for some families, they are able to read your text, but they're not able to respond back, and that just depends on the limits in terms of their cell phone plan. And sometimes they'll be able to respond back, and sometimes they won't. So in general, if you said you're going to be there, I would be there, but I would try to get every confirmation that they still remember. When it comes to teachers, the initial contact will be made by the Job Foundation, and then if you are seeing a student in school, then you'll be seeing the teacher as you go in. That teacher may or may not have time to talk to you. They're dealing with a lot of other kids. Once we have that initial email going with the teacher, you are free to email them, but if you want to, and it's probably best, put us in on the email as well. Put Susan at the Job Foundation in on your email, or me, and just let us know what's going on. Okay, the next one gives you the job descriptions of different positions for volunteerism. We have a lot of volunteering needs. I want to say that. We're hopefully going to get better and better about making sure we ask what your interests are. In addition to being, like, as it says here, a volunteer, mentor, tutor position, or an occasional volunteer, we have office needs with grant writing. We would love someone to help us make better videos than this, updating our website, helping with, just stuffing envelopes and mailings. Maybe you have one day out of the month you can say, I've got 3 hours or 2 hours or 1 hour, I can come in and help the office as needed. Any kind of help like that at all is appreciated. Okay, then there's the one that says this, reporting and logging the impact you're making. And this is important for us, if you wouldn't mind, because it helps us get funding to be able to say we had this many volunteers, they put forth this much effort and did this many things. That helps us. Every grant report we give has to account for that. We have to say this. So for mentoring tutors, basically, if you are, we have this thing called Track It Forward. And when you come into the office to turn in your papers and all of that, we're going to get you set up on Track It Forward. It can be an app on your phone. If you're a mentor and you're seeing kids outside of the view of staff, then we need you to log those hours. And it's real simple: date, time. If you didn't do it right away, as best as you can remember the date and how many hours. Tiny description or more description if you want. But we don't check those details as to what was written there very often, just like once or twice a month. So if you have something urgent, call us. Don't leave it there and expect us to read it. But anyway, if you're a mentor and you're seeing a kid and it's not at an event where you know staff is there and you didn't sign in, then please log that on your phone or on your computer. If you're coming to a large group event, whether you're a mentor or you're an occasional volunteer, you're going to want to find the sign-in sheet, write your name. We will record those hours for you. Your miles are tax deductible if you're making deductions. There's a sheet here for you. The IRS usually likes this kind of form, your volunteer hours. The next one says ongoing training for success. This training is just the beginning of your wonderful journey of getting to learn and grow from the Job Foundation students and families. We want you to continue to get tools as you need them. We want you to talk to us at all times. Come in, you can call, you can email if you have a question about something, not sure to do what to do. But we also ask that you attend and complete at least 2 Job trainings per year. Those can be done by attending one of the parent meetings, one of what we call the PAC meetings. Those can be done occasionally. We'll just hold one in our office, but we also increasingly are using something called Band. And we'll also, when you come into the office, well, you probably use Band to access this video. So we want you to be set up on Band, because if you will just do the little search icon and put in hashtag child coaching, then it will bring up a bunch of different trainings for you to do. Typically involves reading an article or watching a video and then completing an online quiz. So not so hard to do, and just need a couple of those per year. If there is anything changed in your status in terms of criminality, if you were to get arrested, if you were to have a problem, you need to notify us right away. We will be checking and redoing your background checks approximately every 3 years. Again, it does next show you the actual Band app. Again, you can search child coaching to view and do those trainings. And then there's this quiz in your packet, which we're also going to allow you to do online. And when you come in the office to sign papers and such, we'll go over that quiz with you and also answer any questions that you might have. Your packet's going to give you the answers to that quiz. The next thing you're going to see after this quiz is something called the mentoring, well, we do this with all volunteers now, actually, an inspection list. After, there's different parts of this whole process. You applied, now you're doing this training, you're filling out the papers. Next, we're going to come to your house. We want to make sure that you are who you say you are. We're not looking for pristine cleanliness. We're just looking to make sure that there's no signs of anything really problematic. So you can read there and see what the things are we'll be looking for. We do have a form next. It's called Volunteers Child Sign Up. If you would like to formally say that you want your children to attend financial lessons, we think that that's really great. That's also good for our funding. Again, they are able to attend any of these. You need to be with them or another adult from your family. There is something called a key card. It talks about that next. If you're a mentor, you should be getting that in the next few weeks. If you don't, let us know. It gives you little perks like discounts at area places like Cedar Valley Sportsplex, things like that, so you can take your match for cheaper. The next one is important contact information. This is really important. It's got my phone number and email, Susan's as well, the address of our Job Foundation, our mailing address, our website, where to send donations, things like that. That concludes our online training. So when this is done, all you got to do is take the quiz online, or you can take it when you come in if you really want, but you might want to find the next link for taking that quiz. And then you'll want to schedule a time to come in the office. You can call 319-464-2389 for Jennifer, or you can call Susan at 319-269-0101. Or you can email Susan at thejobfoundation.org or Jennifer at thejobfoundation.org. Schedule a time to come in with either one of us or Kelsey, and or perhaps a volunteer. And get those papers filled out, get your questions answered, go over your quiz, things like that. We'll also need a copy of your driver's license and your most recent car insurance. And then, like we said, we got the home visit, and then the next step is we invite you to come to an event where we get to see how you interact with children and just make sure that goes well. Also, if you're going to be a mentor, that's a nice place for us to kind of see if maybe there's a particular child that might make a good personality match for you. Yeah, so again, we really look forward to you being on the team. We do consider this to be like the village that helps raise children. The parents are an integral part of it. The volunteers are a big part of it. The teachers, everybody who surrounds these kids is important, and so you also are very important. Thank you so much. Have a great time and stay connected.